The celestial dance between zodiac signs reveals fascinating dynamics that shape our personalities and interactions. Among these cosmic relationships, few are as intriguing as the silent envy Capricorn harbors for Aries. Welcome to Secret of the Zodiac, where we peel back the celestial curtain to expose the hidden truths written in the stars. Today we're exploring something many astrology enthusiasts have suspected but rarely discuss openly: the surprising jealousy that disciplined, achievement-oriented Capricorn feels toward the fiery, spontaneous Aries. This isn't your typical zodiac comparison. We're diving deep into the psychology behind why the steadfast mountain goat might secretly wish for the ram's natural gifts. Imagine Capricorn as that friend who seems to have everything together: the impressive career, the 5-year plan, the retirement savings already growing. They're the embodiment of discipline and determination, climbing their mountain methodically, one careful step at a time. Nothing is left to chance. Everything is calculated, the ultimate symbol of patience and persistence. Then there's Aries, bursting with energy, living boldly in the moment, following instincts rather than spreadsheets. The ram charges forward with an infectious enthusiasm that draws people in effortlessly, while Capricorn builds influence through credentials and proven results. Aries captivates with pure charisma and audacity. This contrast creates a fascinating tension. The goat watches the ram from its careful perch on the mountainside, perhaps judging Aries' impulsivity openly, but secretly wondering what it would feel like to possess that natural confidence, that fearlessness, that ability to simply be without overthinking every move. The jealousy isn't rooted in animosity, but in a recognition of complementary strengths. Capricorn values what comes naturally to Aries, qualities that remain elusive despite all their hard work and achievement. It's like watching someone effortlessly play a musical instrument that you've been practicing diligently for years. There's admiration mixed with that twinge of envy. This relationship illuminates something profound about human nature: how we often covet not what aligns with our values, but what represents their opposite. Capricorn's shadow side yearns for Aries' light, for the freedom from the very responsibility and structure that gives Capricorn its power. As we explore these 8 specific reasons for Capricorn's jealousy, you might recognize patterns in your own relationships, especially if you have these signs prominently in your birth chart. The cosmic tension between earth and fire creates a magnetic pull that can manifest as attraction, competition, or fascination. Before we dive deeper, take a moment to join our celestial community by subscribing to Secret of the Zodiac. With each video, we uncover these hidden astrological dynamics that influence our daily lives in ways most people never realize. Hit that like button to help more stargazers discover these insights. The journey we're embarking on today isn't just about 2 zodiac signs. It's about understanding the universal human tendency to admire qualities we struggle to embody ourselves. It's about recognizing how opposing forces can simultaneously frustrate and fascinate us. As we explore the specific reasons behind Capricorn's jealousy toward Aries, consider your own relationships and the qualities you might secretly envy in others. The stars have always guided human understanding, revealing patterns that help us make sense of ourselves and our connections. These celestial bodies don't control our fate, but they illuminate aspects of our nature that might otherwise remain hidden in shadow. And speaking of illumination, let's shine our astrological spotlight on the first 2 reasons why Capricorn secretly envies the bold ram's approach to life. The first reason Capricorn secretly envies Aries is their natural confidence that seems woven into the very fabric of their being. This isn't the kind of confidence that comes after years of achievement or external validation. It's an innate, unshakable belief in oneself that Aries carries from the first breath of life. While Capricorn constructs their self-assurance methodically, brick by brick, through tangible accomplishments and societal recognition, Aries simply exists in a state of certainty about their place in the world. Observe an Aries walking into a room. There's no hesitation, no careful assessment of how they might be perceived or where they fit in the social hierarchy. They stride in with the assumption that they belong exactly as they are. This natural birthright of self-belief allows Aries to take the kinds of risks that often make Capricorn's stomach churn with anxiety. Yet when these risks pay off, as they surprisingly often do for the intuitive Ram, Capricorn can't help but wonder if there's something to this approach they've dismissed as reckless. For Capricorn, confidence is earned through proven competence. It's the result of years spent mastering skills, accumulating credentials, and demonstrating reliability. This earth sign believes deeply in the merit system. Put in the work, get the results, and only then can you claim confidence. There's something almost offensive to Capricorn about Aries' seemingly unearned self-assurance. Yet beneath this judgment lies a whisper of envy, a question that nags at Capricorn in quiet moments. What would it feel like to simply trust myself without needing external proof? This natural confidence empowers Aries to speak their mind without rehearsing every word, to pursue passions without questioning if they're worthy, to make mistakes without their entire self-concept crumbling. For a Capricorn who might spend hours crafting the perfect email or agonizing over a minor professional misstep, this freedom from self-doubt appears almost supernatural. The confidence gap between these signs becomes most apparent during life transitions and new beginnings. While Capricorn approaches new ventures with careful planning and contingency strategies, Aries dives in head first with the certainty that they'll figure it out along the way, and somehow, in a way that both mystifies and irritates Capricorn. This approach often leads to success, innovation, and opportunities that more cautious planning might have missed. Perhaps what Capricorn envies most is not just the confidence itself, but the psychological freedom it creates. The mental energy Capricorn expends on self-doubt, Aries channels into creation, exploration, and living fully in each moment. This effortless self-trust is a luxury Capricorn rarely experiences, making it a source of both fascination and jealousy. The second reason Capricorn secretly envies Aries is their ability to take immediate, decisive action without getting caught in the paralysis of analysis. While Capricorn meticulously plots every move, considering all possible outcomes and potential pitfalls, Aries operates on instinct and impulse, leaping forward with a remarkable faith in their ability to handle whatever comes. This action-oriented nature gives Aries a significant first-mover advantage in many situations. While Capricorn is still gathering data, weighing options, and creating spreadsheets to compare scenarios, Aries has already taken the first step, learned from immediate feedback, adjusted course, and gained valuable real-world experience. By the time Capricorn feels prepared to begin, Aries may already be halfway to the destination. What's particularly vexing to Capricorn is that this spontaneous approach shouldn't work according to their worldview. Planning, preparation, and careful execution should yield better results than impulsive action. Yet time and again, they watch Aries succeed through methods that contradict everything Capricorn believes about proper process. This cognitive dissonance creates a deep, often unacknowledged fascination with the Ram's approach. Consider how these signs approach a new business opportunity. Capricorn develops comprehensive business plans, conducts market research, secures funding, creates contingency strategies, and establishes clear metrics for success before making the first move. Aries, sensing potential, jumps in immediately, announces their venture publicly, creating accountability and momentum, and figures out the details as challenges arise. Both approaches can work, but Aries' method gets to market faster and adapts more quickly to real-world conditions. This dynamic extends beyond professional realms into personal life as well. Capricorn might spend months researching the perfect vacation destination, reading reviews, planning itineraries, and budgeting expenses. Aries books tickets on a flash sale, packs a bag, and creates some of their most cherished memories through spontaneous adventures. While Capricorn seeks the security of knowing what to expect, Aries embraces the exhilaration of the unknown. The action gap becomes most apparent during times of change or crisis. When unexpected challenges arise, Capricorn may become temporarily paralyzed, feeling that their careful planning has been undermined. Aries, already comfortable with uncertainty, pivots immediately and takes decisive action. This adaptability, this comfort with improvisation, is something Capricorn secretly admires, especially when their own carefully constructed plans inevitably encounter unforeseen obstacles. What makes this particularly challenging for Capricorn is that their caution isn't arbitrary. It's born from a deep responsibility and desire to avoid mistakes that could affect others. Capricorn often carries the weight of potential consequences heavily, feeling accountable not just for their own success, but for everyone involved in their ventures. They watch Aries move with a lightness they can scarcely imagine, unencumbered by this sense of overwhelming responsibility. Perhaps most irritating to Capricorn is how Aries' approach creates a momentum that often carries them through obstacles that would stop more cautious individuals. There's a psychological phenomenon where action begets energy and clarity, while excessive planning can drain motivation and create decision fatigue. Aries naturally harnesses this momentum effect, while Capricorn sometimes finds their energy dissipated by extended planning phases. This action orientation connects directly to the first point about confidence. Aries' ability to act comes from their innate self-trust, while Capricorn's careful planning often stems from a desire to prove worthiness through perfect execution. The freedom to act without this burden of perfectionism represents a kind of liberation that Capricorn rarely experiences but secretly craves. For Capricorn, watching Aries operate successfully with such a different approach creates a cognitive dissonance that can be uncomfortable but also enlightening. It challenges their fundamental assumptions about the right way to approach life's challenges and opportunities. While they may never adopt Aries' spontaneous methods entirely, the exposure to this alternative approach can help Capricorn recognize when their caution becomes excessive or counterproductive. The envy Capricorn feels isn't about wanting to abandon their methodical nature entirely, but rather about admiring the balance Aries seems to achieve naturally. The ability to know when action serves better than analysis, when to trust instinct over evidence, and when to leap rather than look endlessly. This capacity to distinguish between necessary caution and fear-based procrastination is something Capricorn continually works to develop, while it seems to come effortlessly to their fiery counterpart. The third reason Capricorn secretly envies Aries is the effortless way the ram commands attention in any room they enter. This magnetic presence isn't something Aries consciously cultivates. It emanates naturally from their core, drawing people toward their orbit with an almost gravitational pull. Meanwhile, Capricorn works tirelessly behind the scenes, accumulating achievements and credentials, hoping these external validations will eventually grant them the recognition they desire. Watch an Aries at a social gathering. Without announcement or fanfare, they become the focal point of energy and attention. Stories flow more animatedly when they're speaking. Laughter grows louder in their presence. People instinctively turn toward them, as if drawn by an invisible force. This natural charisma operates independently of traditional status markers like job titles, wealth, or connections. It's a raw, authentic energy that can't be purchased or manufactured. For Capricorn, who believes deeply in the meritocratic ideal that recognition should be earned through tangible accomplishments and consistent reliability, this effortless magnetism seems almost unfair. The goat climbs its mountain methodically, collecting achievements and building reputation with painstaking care, only to watch Aries walk into a room and instantly command the attention that Capricorn has been working toward for years. What makes this particularly frustrating for Capricorn is that they often possess substantial wisdom, knowledge, and valuable insights, qualities that should, in a just world, attract attention and respect. Yet they frequently find themselves in situations where these substantial qualities are overlooked in favor of Aries' more immediately apparent charisma. It's the difference between the slowly ripening fruit of the earth and the instant brilliance of fire. Both have value, but one captures immediate attention while the other requires patience to appreciate. This dynamic plays out prominently in professional settings. Capricorn might spend months developing a meticulously researched presentation, only to be upstaged by an Aries colleague who improvises a passionate speech that galvanizes the room. The information in Capricorn's presentation might be more thorough and practical, but the emotional impact of Aries' spontaneous contribution often leaves a more lasting impression on the audience. The attention Aries attracts isn't limited to social or professional spheres. It extends to creative endeavors as well. An Aries artist might produce work that immediately captures public imagination, while Capricorn's equally skillful, but perhaps more subtle creations require more time and context to be fully appreciated. This immediate recognition feeds into Aries' confidence, creating a positive feedback loop that further enhances their magnetic presence. What Capricorn might not recognize is that this magnetic quality comes with its own challenges. The attention Aries attracts isn't always positive. Their bold presence can also draw criticism, opposition, and expectations they never asked for. While Capricorn builds reputation carefully and strategically, Aries often finds themselves the subject of both adoration and controversy, sometimes before they have had time to fully develop their ideas or positions. Yet there remains something undeniably appealing about this natural ability to capture attention without calculation or effort. In their most honest moments, Capricorn might admit to wondering what it would feel like to walk through the world with such effortless presence, to know that their essence alone, rather than their achievements, could command respect and recognition. The fourth reason Capricorn envies Aries is their remarkable freedom from concern about others' opinions, a liberation that allows them to live authentically without the weight of external judgment. While Capricorn constantly monitors their words, actions, and decisions against social expectations, professional standards, and potential future consequences, Aries moves through life with a refreshing indifference to what others might think. This freedom manifests in countless ways. Aries speaks their truths without filtering it through layers of political calculation. They pursue unconventional paths without needing external validation. They express emotions openly rather than containing them behind a mask of propriety. This authenticity isn't a cultivated personal brand or strategic choice. It's simply Aries existing as they are, unburdened by the constant self-surveillance that characterizes Capricorn's experience. For Capricorn, reputation is a precious asset built painstakingly over time, something to be protected at all costs. Every decision, from major career moves to casual social media posts, passes through an internal filter. How will this affect how I'm perceived? What might the long-term consequences be? Will this action align with the professional image I've worked to create? This hyper-awareness of reputation creates a constant background tension that Capricorn may not even recognize until they witness Aries' freedom from such concerns. Consider how these signs approach controversial topics or difficult conversations. Capricorn carefully weighs their words, considering potential interpretations and misinterpretations, sometimes remaining silent rather than risking saying the wrong thing. Aries speaks directly from their perspective, prioritizing honesty over diplomacy, and navigates any resulting conflict as it arises rather than attempting to prevent it through careful speech. While this approach sometimes creates friction, it also generates authentic connection and clears away the fog of polite pretense. This freedom extends to life choices as well. Capricorn often makes decisions with careful consideration of societal expectations and conventional wisdom. Their path may align with their authentic desires, but it's always subject to scrutiny through the lens of what people do or what success looks like. Aries follows their instincts and passions with little regard for conventional trajectories, creating a life that may look messy from the outside, but feels deeply authentic from within. The social anxiety that many Capricorns experience, that hyper-awareness of how they are being perceived and evaluated, is largely absent in Aries. While Capricorn replays conversations in their mind, analyzing what they should have said differently, Aries has already moved on to the next experience without this exhausting post-mortem analysis. This freedom from rumination creates mental space for creativity, spontaneity, and present moment awareness that Capricorn often sacrifices to their concern with perception. What's particularly enviable about this quality is how it preserves Aries' energy for things that truly matter to them. the mental and emotional resources that Capricorn expends on managing impressions and navigating social expectations, Aries channels into their passions, relationships, and personal growth. This conservation of energy creates a vitality and enthusiasm that further enhances Aries' magnetic presence. The irony in this dynamic is that Aries' authenticity often attracts the very recognition and respect that Capricorn works so deliberately to cultivate. People are naturally drawn to those who present themselves genuinely, creating a paradoxical situation where Aries' indifference to others' opinions actually generates positive regard. Meanwhile, Capricorn's careful management of impressions can sometimes create a sense of inauthenticity that keeps others at a distance despite their best efforts. This freedom from external validation doesn't mean Aries lacks values or boundaries. Quite the opposite. Their values emerge from internal conviction rather than external consensus, often giving them a moral clarity that Capricorn, navigating complex social expectations, might sometimes envy. When Aries takes a stand, it comes from genuine belief rather than calculated positioning. The burden of always considering reputation and perception is one that Capricorn carries so consistently they may not even recognize its weight until witnessing Aries' liberation from these concerns. In moments of exhaustion or frustration, with the constant performance of professionalism and propriety, Capricorn might glimpse how differently life could feel without this perpetual self-monitoring. How much more energy and authenticity might be available if they could, even temporarily, set down this burden. What Capricorn may eventually realize is that this freedom isn't entirely out of reach, while their nature may always incline them toward greater awareness of social context and consequences. They can learn from Aries the value of selective authenticity, of choosing when reputation management serves their deeper values and when it merely constrains their self-expression without meaningful benefit. The fifth reason Capricorn secretly envies Aries is the magnetic passion they bring to everything they touch, an alchemical ability to transform even mundane experiences into adventures worthy of full engagement. This isn't the calculated enthusiasm that Capricorn might deploy strategically in professional settings. It's a genuine, uninhibited zeal that radiates from Aries' core, infusing their entire approach to life with an intensity that makes even ordinary moments feel extraordinary. Observe an Aries discussing something they care about. Their eyes light up, their gestures become more animated, their words flow with a conviction that's almost tangible. This passion isn't reserved for grand ambitions or significant achievements. It emerges just as readily when they're talking about a new recipe they've discovered, a song that moved them, or an idea that crossed their mind during their morning commute. For Aries, passion isn't a resource to be rationed, but a natural state of being, their default way of engaging with the world. Capricorn, by contrast, approaches life with disciplined moderation. Their methodical, structured approach to goals and responsibilities serves them well in many contexts, particularly professional ones where consistency and reliability are valued. But this measured approach can sometimes drain the color from experience, reducing vibrant possibilities to manageable procedures. While Capricorn effectively gets things done, they may miss the transformative joy that comes from wholehearted engagement. What makes this contrast particularly poignant is that Capricorn is capable of deep passion. Their dedication to their goals, their loyalty to loved ones, their commitment to their values all reflect a profound capacity for devotion. But this passion often remains contained, channeled exclusively toward long-term objectives rather than moment-to-moment experiences. It's the difference between the steady warmth of embers and the dancing brilliance of flames. Both provide heat, but one captivates the eye while the other quietly persists. In professional contexts, this difference becomes especially apparent. Capricorn might pursue career advancement with unwavering determination, but their approach often emphasizes strategy over enthusiasm, competence over inspiration. They may reach their goals through careful planning and consistent effort, but miss the energizing effect that Aries' visible passion creates in collaborative environments. Aries' genuine excitement doesn't just motivate them, it galvanizes entire teams, making others want to join their quests simply to experience some of that contagious enthusiasm. Even in leisure, this contrast emerges. Capricorn might approach hobbies with the same disciplined methodology they bring to work, researching equipment options, developing skills systematically, tracking progress methodically. While this approach yields steady improvement, it can sometimes transform play into another form of work. Aries dives into new interests with unbridled joy, embracing the messiness of learning, celebrating small discoveries, and finding pleasure in the process regardless of mastery level. This wholehearted engagement often leads to surprising breakthroughs precisely because it isn't constrained by rigid expectations. What Capricorn might not realize is that Aries' passion isn't just emotionally satisfying, it's also practically advantageous. Passion creates resilience through difficulties, generates creative solutions to obstacles, attracts resources and supporters, and sustains energy for long-term pursuits. The fire that Aries brings to their endeavors doesn't just make the journey more enjoyable, it often makes success more likely by creating momentum that carries through inevitable challenges. In their most honest moments, Capricorn might wonder what their achievements would feel like if approached with Aries' uninhibited enthusiasm. If the mountain they're climbing could be not just a test of endurance, but a journey of discovery and delight. This isn't about abandoning discipline, but about infusing it with the vibrancy that makes Aries' approach so magnetic and engaging. The sixth reason Capricorn envies Aries is their remarkable ability to bounce back quickly from failure or setback, a resilience that comes not from practiced stoicism, but from a genuine absence of lingering self-criticism. While Capricorn might spend days or even weeks analyzing what went wrong, refining their approach, and sometimes agonizing over mistakes, Aries simply acknowledges the outcome, extracts whatever learning is immediately available, and moves forward with undiminished enthusiasm toward the next opportunity. This resilience manifests most visibly in how these signs respond to public failure. When a Capricorn's carefully planned project doesn't yield the expected results or receives criticism, they may internalize this as a reflection on their competence or worth. The perfectionism that drives their excellence also makes disappointment cut deeper, creating a wound that requires time and privacy to heal. Aries, faced with similar circumstances, might express momentary frustration, but quickly redirects their energy toward new possibilities, their self-concept remarkably untouched by the temporary setback. For Capricorn, failure often triggers a comprehensive review process. What went wrong? What could have been anticipated? How can processes be improved to prevent similar outcomes in the future? This analytical approach has merit. It leads to continuous improvement and prevents repeated mistakes. But it also creates a heavy psychological burden, turning each disappointment into an extended learning exercise rather than a brief deviation in an otherwise forward journey. Aries' approach to failure stems from their present moment orientation. Yesterday's disappointment belongs to yesterday. Today offers fresh opportunities deserving full attention and energy. This isn't irresponsibility or denial, it's a pragmatic recognition that extended rumination rarely improves outcomes and often prevents engagement with new possibilities. The Ram instinctively understands that momentum itself is a resource worth preserving, sometimes more valuable than the perfect extraction of lessons from past experiences. What makes this resilience particularly enviable to Capricorn is how it preserves Aries' sense of possibility and potential. Each Capricorn disappointment slightly narrows their vision of what's achievable, adding another constraint to future planning, another risk to be mitigated. Over time, these accumulated cautions can create an increasingly restricted field of action. Aries maintains an open horizon regardless of past outcomes, approaching each new venture with freshly minted optimism, undiminished by previous challenges. This resilience extends beyond professional contexts into personal relationships as well. When facing rejection or conflict, Capricorn might carefully analyze what they said or did, questioning their approach and sometimes their worthiness. This introspection can lead to meaningful personal growth, but also creates prolonged emotional processing that depletes energy and confidence. Aries acknowledges the pain of personal disappointment, but doesn't question their fundamental deservingness of connection or success, allowing them to remain emotionally available for new relationships and experiences. The contrasting approaches to failure reveal deeper differences in how these signs construct their identities. Capricorn's self-concept is tightly interwoven with their achievements and competence, creating a vulnerability when performance doesn't meet expectations. Aries' identity rests more on their inherent qualities and potential, their courage, passion, and authenticity, aspects that remain intact regardless of specific outcomes. This distinction creates a psychological stability for Aries that Capricorn, despite their practical stability, might secretly envy. What's particularly fascinating about this dynamic is that Capricorn's careful analysis of failure often leads to incremental improvements and refined approaches, while Aries' quick recovery and willingness to try again creates opportunities for breakthrough innovations and unexpected discoveries. Both approaches have merit, but Aries' resilience often appears more liberating and energizing from Capricorn's perspective, especially during periods when the goat feels burdened by perfectionism or excessive self-criticism. The freedom from rumination that characterizes Aries' approach doesn't indicate a lack of growth or learning. Rather, their learning happens through action rather than analysis, through trying new approaches rather than extensively studying what went wrong with previous ones. This action-oriented learning style maintains momentum and enthusiasm, creating a continuous flow of experience that builds competence through variety rather than through perfect execution of standardized processes. For Capricorn, witnessing this resilience can be both frustrating and illuminating. On one hand, it may seem to violate their deep belief in the value of careful reflection and methodical improvement. On the other hand, it demonstrates an alternative relationship with failure that preserves energy and optimism in a way Capricorn's approach sometimes doesn't. In their most reflective moments, Capricorn might recognize that their thoroughness in processing disappointment, while valuable for learning, sometimes extracts a heavy psychological toll that Aries naturally avoids. This capacity to move forward without the weight of past disappointments represents a freedom that Capricorn, carrying the accumulated wisdom of their experiences, but also their accumulated cautions, might genuinely envy. It suggests a path through life less burdened by the weight of expectation and self-judgment, a path where failure is neither catastrophic nor defining, but simply one data point in an ongoing adventure of discovery and growth. The seventh reason Capricorn secretly envies Aries is the effortless way they inspire others to follow their lead, a natural leadership quality that emerges not from formal authority or proven expertise, but from pure charisma and conviction. While Capricorn builds leadership credentials methodically through demonstrated competence, accumulated experience, and formal recognition, Aries simply steps forward with such unwavering certainty that others naturally fall into alignment with their vision. Watch an Aries in a group setting where leadership hasn't been formally established. Without announcement or permission, they begin articulating possibilities, suggesting directions, and mobilizing action. There's no tentative request for buy-in, no careful building of consensus, just a clear vision expressed with such conviction that it creates its own gravitational pull. People find themselves nodding along, volunteering assistance, and aligning with the direction simply because the energy behind it feels compelling and true. For Capricorn, who believes deeply in earned authority and hierarchical progression, this natural leadership ability can seem almost subversive. The goat climbs the organizational mountain one careful step at a time, mastering skills, demonstrating reliability, accumulating responsibilities, earning promotions, creating a leadership position backed by proven capability and formal recognition. To see Aries command similar or sometimes greater influence without this established foundation challenges Capricorn's fundamental understanding of how influence and authority should work. This contrast becomes particularly evident in entrepreneurial contexts, A Capricorn founder might build their business on meticulous market research, comprehensive business planning, and systematic development of industry expertise. An Aries founder often launches with little more than an inspiring vision and unshakable confidence, yet still manages to attract talented team members, enthusiastic customers, and sometimes even significant investment based primarily on the strength of their conviction and charisma. What makes this natural leadership particularly enviable is how it operates independent of external validation. Capricorn's authority typically requires recognition from established systems, degrees from respected institutions, promotions within recognized hierarchies, endorsements from acknowledged experts. Aries' leadership exists intrinsically, requiring no external confirmation to be effective. This independence from institutional validation represents a freedom that status-conscious Capricorn might secretly covet. The effortlessness of Aries' leadership also creates a different quality of follower engagement. People who join Capricorn's carefully structured initiatives often do so based on rational assessment of competence and potential outcomes. Those who follow Aries' vision frequently do so with emotional investment and enthusiasm that creates stronger commitment and greater resilience through challenges. The fire sign's leadership doesn't just direct action, it ignites passion that sustains momentum when obstacles inevitably arise. What Capricorn might not recognize is that this natural leadership ability comes with its own challenges and limitations. The same impulsive confidence that allows Aries to inspire immediate action can sometimes lead teams down unproductive paths or create projects without sustainable foundations. The Ram's leadership often excels at initiation, but may struggle with completion, particularly when the exciting visionary phase gives way to detailed implementation. Capricorn's methodical approach, while less immediately inspiring, frequently creates more durable and substantial results over time. Yet there remains something undeniably appealing about the ability to move people through pure conviction and natural charisma. In moments of honest self-reflection, Capricorn might acknowledge a wish for this effortless capacity to inspire, to motivate action, not just through demonstrated competence, but through the contagious energy of unbridled belief and enthusiasm. The eighth reason Capricorn envies Aries is their childlike ability to live fully in the present moment, a temporal orientation that allows them to extract extraordinary richness from ordinary experiences while remaining unburdened by excessive concern for future consequences. While Capricorn's consciousness is constantly divided between present action and future implications, Aries inhabits each moment with complete presence, experiencing life with an immediacy and intensity that makes even simple pleasures profoundly satisfying. This present moment awareness manifests most visibly in how these signs approach leisure and celebration. When Capricorn takes time off, something they often must deliberately schedule and sometimes struggle to fully embrace, part of their attention remains tethered to productive concerns. Did they complete everything necessary before stepping away? How will this break affect upcoming deadlines? What preparations will be needed upon return? This divided attention dilutes the restorative potential of leisure, creating what psychologists call leisure sickness, the inability to fully disengage from productive concerns even during designated relaxation time. Aries, by contrast, possesses an enviable capacity for complete immersion in whatever the moment offers. When they're celebrating, they celebrate wholeheartedly. When resting, they rest without residual tension about what remains undone. When playing, they engage with childlike absorption that transforms simple activities into sources of genuine delight. This capacity for presence doesn't indicate irresponsibility. It reflects a different relationship with time itself, one that honors the value of full engagement rather than constantly sacrificing the present for future security. For Capricorn, who often views the present primarily as preparation for the future, this capacity for immersion represents a freedom they rarely experience. The goat's orientation toward achievement and security creates a constant background awareness of what remains to be done, what might go wrong, what preparations remain incomplete, While this future focus drives their impressive accomplishments, it also creates a chronic sense of incompleteness that prevents full satisfaction with current circumstances. The contrast becomes particularly evident in how these signs respond to unexpected free time. Given an unanticipated day off, Capricorn typically fills it with productive activities, catching up on responsibilities, preparing for upcoming commitments, or developing skills relevant to future goals. Aries might instead pursue whatever brings immediate joy or discovery, whether that's an impromptu road trip, creative experimentation, or simply basking in unstructured relaxation. This spontaneous embrace of pleasure isn't hedonistic abandonment of responsibility, but a recognition that joy itself is a worthy purpose, not merely a reward for productivity. What makes this present moment awareness particularly enviable is how it creates a subjective experience of time, abundance, rather than scarcity. Capricorn often experiences time as chronically insufficient. There's never enough to accomplish everything on their ambitious agenda. This perception creates a persistent subtle stress, a sense of always racing against an unforgiving clock. Aries' immersion in the present creates a different temporal experience. Moments expand through full attention, creating a sense of richness and sufficiency that feels like liberation from time's tyranny. This capacity for presence extends beyond leisure into how these signs experience work and productivity. Capricorn approaches tasks with focus on completion and outcomes, often experiencing the process itself as something to be efficiently managed rather than potentially enjoyable. Aries brings the same immersive presence to work as to play, finding engagement and satisfaction in the activity itself regardless of its instrumental value. This quality allows Aries to find meaning and enjoyment across a broader spectrum of experiences, making more of life feel worthwhile rather than merely necessary. The envy this quality evokes in Capricorn isn't about irresponsibility or short-sightedness. It's about a different relationship with time and experience that allows for greater enjoyment without sacrificing meaningful achievement. In their most reflective moments, Capricorn might recognize that their relentless future orientation, while creating impressive material security, sometimes creates a poverty of lived experience, a life rich in accomplishment, but potentially poor in moments of complete presence and satisfaction. What Capricorn may eventually discover is that present moment awareness doesn't necessarily undermine future success. It often enhances it by preventing burnout, nurturing creativity, and maintaining the psychological resilience necessary for sustained effort. The capacity to be fully present doesn't require abandoning responsibility, but rather bringing complete attention to each moment's particular demands and opportunities, whether those involve strategic planning or spontaneous celebration. This final dimension of envy points to the deepest contrast between these signs, their fundamental relationship with existence itself. Capricorn approaches life as a project to be managed, a mountain to be climbed, a series of challenges to be overcome through discipline and strategic effort. Aries experiences life as an adventure to be embraced, a gift to be opened with enthusiasm, a canvas for self-expression and discovery. Both orientations have validity and value, but from the sometimes weary perspective of the constantly climbing goat, the ram's joyful embrace of each moment's potential can seem like a secret to living they've somehow missed in their careful planning for tomorrow. As we've explored throughout this journey, the relationship between Capricorn and Aries reveals fascinating dimensions of human nature, how we often covet qualities that seem diametrically opposed to our natural tendencies. The disciplined mountain goat, watching the spontaneous ram with a mixture of judgment and secret admiration, teaches us something profound about complementary strengths and the universal human experience of seeing in others what we struggle to embody ourselves. We've uncovered 8 distinct reasons for Capricorn's envy. Aries' natural confidence that requires no external validation. Their ability to take immediate action without paralysis by analysis. Their effortless magnetism that draws attention without deliberate effort. Their freedom from concern about others' opinions. Their passionate engagement that brings vibrancy to every experience. their resilience that allows quick recovery from setbacks, their natural leadership that inspires without formal authority, and their childlike presence that extracts richness from each moment without sacrificing it to future concerns. These qualities don't diminish Capricorn's substantial strengths. Their discipline, reliability, strategic thinking, and capacity for long-term achievement remain invaluable. Rather, this cosmic tension illuminates how different approaches to life can each contain wisdom and effectiveness. Despite appearing contradictory on the surface, the structured earth sign and the spontaneous fire sign each hold pieces of a larger truth about how to navigate human experience with both responsibility and joy. Understanding this dynamic doesn't just illuminate astrological archetypes, it offers practical wisdom for personal growth. Capricorns who recognize their secret envy of Aries qualities might consciously cultivate more spontaneity, presence, and self-trust in appropriate contexts. Aries individuals who interact with Capricorns might develop appreciation for the security, legacy, and depth that methodical planning can create. Each sign contains the seeds of what the other most needs, creating potential for profound mutual growth. This exploration represents exactly what we strive to provide as Secret of the Zodiac. Insights that go beyond superficial sign descriptions to uncover the dynamic relationships between astrological energies and how they manifest in real human experience. Our approach isn't about simplistic compatibility ratings or generic horoscopes, but about understanding the complex psychological patterns that the ancient wisdom of astrology continues to illuminate in our modern lives. If you found value in this deeper exploration, we invite you to become part of our astrological community by subscribing to Secret of the Zodiac. Each video delves into these hidden dynamics between signs, offering insights that can transform how you understand yourself and your relationships. Hit the subscribe button now to ensure you never miss our latest revelations about the cosmic patterns shaping human experience. We're particularly interested in hearing your thoughts on this Capricorn-Aries dynamic. Are you a Capricorn who recognizes this secret envy in yourself? An Aries who's experienced Capricorn's mixture of criticism and fascination? Or perhaps another sign who observes this relationship from a different perspective? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your insights contribute to our collective understanding and create meaningful dialogue within our community. If you found this exploration illuminating, please take a moment to like this video, helping others discover these insights as well. Your engagement significantly impacts our channel's growth and our ability to continue producing content that goes beyond astrological stereotypes to explore the nuanced psychological truths behind the ancient wisdom of the stars. For those who wish to support our work more directly, consider contributing through Super Thanks, a monetary donation feature that helps offset the costs of research, production, and editing that go into creating daily in-depth content. Your financial support makes it possible for us to maintain our commitment to quality while increasing our output, bringing you more of the thoughtful astrological analysis you value. Browse our growing library of videos exploring similar dynamic relationships between signs, each offering unique insights into how different astrological energies interact, challenge, and complement one another. From the mysterious attraction between Scorpio and Gemini to the powerful resonance between Leo and Aquarius, our catalog contains wisdom for every astrological relationship in your life. The stars have guided human understanding for millennia, offering patterns that help us make sense of our complex inner landscapes. At Secret of the Zodiac, we honor this ancient tradition while bringing fresh psychological insight to its timeless wisdom. Join us on this continuing journey of discovery as we navigate the cosmic currents that shape our shared human experience.